But you gotta give Charlotte a lot of credit. They came in here and they had a game plan, they kinda stuck to it. But I would be wrong if I didn't say that I didn't think that we performed to our level of ability. And that happens night in and night out, but the first thing that jumps out to me is our 21 turnovers. But you have 21 turnovers in a game where all of them probably were unforced. Literally, we just, I don't know, just couldn't hold on to the ball. And that, and then, you know, jumping in there, just kept leaving our feet, you know, possession after possession, and throwing the ball to the Hornets, to the other opponent, and or picking up charges. But to have 21 turnovers in a ball game, especially when the turnovers aren't forced, it just takes away your opportunity to score. Next thing, again, in a situation like this, we're 30th in free throw percentage, and we shoot 58% in a 1-2 possession game. That's tough. And those two things right there are controllables that we didn't do a good job of controlling offensively. You give Rozier credit, you give Bridges credit, PJ Washington, the rest of their crew credit. They came in, they all had big games. And in the second half, we couldn't contain the dribble drive. Possession after possession after possession, they were getting into the paint and finishing at the rim, whether you're finishing with an and one or a layup. It didn't matter. They ended up scoring 34 points in the paint in the second half without a post-up threat. And the tough part about it is, we told these guys that, they obviously have they got a lot of guys that can shoot the three. Terry shoots it at a high level, and we didn't do a good job shrinking and helping our teammates contain the dribble drive. And allowing them to get to the rim as much as we did really hurt us. And like I said, to a tune of 34 points in the paint in the second half without a post-up threat. And then, it was our execution down the stretch and our sense of urgency on both sides of the ball was alarming. It wasn't good. And I say that because, again, we probably had 2 or 3 unforced turnovers down the stretch where we didn't even give ourselves a chance to shoot the ball, which led to them getting easy baskets in transition. And then our half-court defense, we were literally just standing on the weak side of the floor, and we give up a stone-cold layup in a crucial part of the game. And so, to not have an awareness, a sense of urgency, it was not a good feeling being out there and being a part of it. And obviously I have a lot to do with it too, because I did not have our guys ready apparently.
Mike, we saw in the first half you guys really seemed like you lacked energy. Malik played only 5 minutes in the first half, third quarter. I don't know if he said something to you guys on the bench, and then in the timeout you guys had an exchange. Just what was going on there? Just heat of the moment stuff? Was there something else happening?
Yeah, no, it's heat of the moment. Malik and I think everybody has seen it, but Malik and I have gotten into exchanges before. This was not the first time, and I bet a lot of money it won't be the last time. So that's not a big deal. You're right. The first 5 out there, I thought they initially did a good job, and then, once we made subs, like we were throwing underhand passes, and it was in my opinion, probably one of the laziest, loosest games that we've had where we decided to play that way, and it gave them confidence. And anytime you give an NBA team confidence, especially with, they struggle scoring, they're missing a handful of guys, but they're an NBA player. It's an NBA team, and Cliff does a nice job with that group. He continues to get them to try to play hard. But when you give a team confidence like we gave them tonight, things like that can turn into a loss.
Some of those uncharacteristic things, I mean, Domas, it's probably never gonna have another 11 turnover game. Do you feel like maybe that, because of how much you rely on him on the offensive end and to get the offensive going, do you feel like that maybe caused some confusion in your group at all?
I don't think the turnovers were confusion. I just think when I think of it, we just lost the ball, Sean, or we jumped in there and ran guys over. We jumped in there and tried to make passes, and we continually preach, hey, play off it. When you drive, come to jump stop, play off at 2 feet, move the ball. And I don't know if we hit enough singles tonight. We had a stretch too in the first half where we were 6 for 8 at one point in terms of spray threes, and then we got to a point on the stretch of the game where we were catching and holding and then raising up over contested hand, or taking a tough one that was contested instead of continually trying to hit that paint, because they do a good job of when that ball is on a dribble drive, they do a good job of this, and there are a lot of simple passes that you can make. We call it hitting singles, and I don't think we hit enough singles in that first half, and it led to some tough shots, and it got them confident, kept them in the game, and they obviously got the win because of a lot of different reasons, not just because of that.
Mike, it's no secret that you guys have not done well at back-to-backs this year. Is this a blessing or a curse that you guys have the Magic coming in here tomorrow? And what are you looking for your guys to kind of bounce back from this?
Well, the first thing is to do a better job with the ball. It's going to be hard. If we give up 21 turnovers tomorrow, it's going to be hard for us to win a game. We definitely have to do that. These guys are big. They do, Charlotte does a great job of getting in the paint. These guys do too. These guys have guys that can put the ball on the floor and get in that paint and finish. And we're going to have to do a better job of containing the dribble. And then, we're going to have to do a better job of bringing a sense of urgency from the beginning until the end, and not play as loose and or as lackadaisical as we did as a group throughout the course of that first half, and at times in the second half too.
Like 58% from the free throw line tonight, I think around 73% from the line.
Yeah.
We've seen in practice the free throws, if they miss, the entire team runs, but is it a mental issue that you think is holding this team back with the free throws, or how do you coach, I guess, a team to get over that issue?
That's a good question. We're shooting the same amount, if not more, free throws this year than we did last year. We just gotta have guys go up to the line and knock it down. Sometimes you worry, and again, I thought we were real loose tonight, and so maybe it might have been a mental thing tonight. I don't know, but obviously we're 30th in the league in free throw percentage, and so we're not doing a good job collectively with it. And maybe we got to shoot more than what we're shooting. We got to maybe stop practice, I guess, at times, just to shoot two in a row or 4 in a row or something like that, to get the guys to try to lock in. Because right now, for us to be 30th with the shooters that we have on this team is not good.
Mike, Chris seemed to play pretty well. I'd like to kind of get your assessment of him, but I do wonder if it's possible that, making a change in the lineup, like if maybe there's an adjustment period for certain groups to kind of find the rhythm offensively. Do you think that might be at play at all?
No, because to me, the turnovers didn't have much to do with like wrong reads or something. It wasn't like a guy started to go back door, but then he came to the top of the floor and the ball was thrown out of bounds. It literally was dribble and throw it to the other team, or deflection and the other team gets it, or charge, or us leaving our feet. So I don't think it had anything to do with that. I mean, first game, Chris has started with those 4 guys 3 games now. The first time he did it was at Dallas, and we scored 133 points, I think, or something like that. The second time was at Memphis, and it was one of our highest offensive ratings of the season, and then tonight. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think, we weren't there mentally for the 48 minutes that we needed to be there, and that was why the turnovers happened. And yeah, I thought Chris was good. Again, we're putting him on, quote unquote, our best guy a lot of, or our opponent's best guy a lot of times. That's a guard. I thought he was physical. I thought he did it without fouling. And then he took, for the most part, he took the right shots. I don't think he forced anything. He played 29 and a half minutes. He had 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So I thought he had a pretty good night for us.
Last one, Brendan.
Yeah, Coach, how frustrating was the second half for you defensively after the positive progress you guys had made in those last 6 quarters coming into the night, and where do you feel like your shortcomings were?
It was frustrating, but I thought our offense, we'll back it up. We didn't, the frustrating part, we didn't contain the dribble drive. That was frustrating, and we didn't, what I call shrink and help in the gaps enough. We're guarding our guy, we're small, we're staying hugged up with our guy, and so there's a lot of room to drive the basketball, and we had been doing a pretty good job of sitting in the gaps or playing big. So that part was frustrating, but on top of that, I felt our turnovers really hurt us in the second half, hurt our defense, because when we turned the ball over, they were getting out and it was 3-on-1, 4-on-2, and they're getting to the rim and laying it in. So those 2 areas bothered me with our defense. If we take care of the ball a little bit better, our defense is a little bit better. And then the biggest thing, like I said, is just the dribble drives and the lack of sitting in the gaps against this team tonight.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.